Not only that, but I was giving presentations at work and stuff. We did lunch and learns to explain topics to people. And it was really helpful to just get these sort of things out. And I saw the power of it, especially with the blog, because then the blog started saying, people were saying, hey, can I hire you for a weekend? I'm troubleshooting a data center upgrade and I need, I'm doing this and I need your help. Would you mind doing it? I'm like, wow, this is cool. I'm getting like job offers basically from these blog posts. And then the other people would know it. And when I would meet them at a meetup or something, they're like, wow, you're the guy who writes that blog. Yes. And so it was really nice having that. Well, now more people know that I'm good at this. I'm not just my coworkers and stuff. And so when I started the podcast, it was this idea of, well, I want this topic to be explained in a way that is going to cater to both the person who's been doing this for 10 years and the person who knows nothing about this topic. And that is such a hard line to walk. And so that was the challenge of make it exciting to both people. And so the idea is quickly give you a summary of what this is, but then give you like one or two sentences of the dirt and meat and potatoes of like what it really is, right? And so you can hear the first two sentences or hear the second two sentences, but it's rare that somebody hears all four, right? Because they're like bored with the first two and they're just like, yeah, I know this. But then as soon as I hit that third or fourth sentence, they're like, whoa, I didn't realize that. Or they'll hit the first two and they're like, wow, that's crazy. And now they're thinking about it and they miss the second two, right? So I kind of expect people to process it in that way.
Yeah, it's a really difficult skill to get, but I always call it or describe it as like something that sets you apart from the rest of the market, right? Because like we're all smart, we're all really smart. We can all do basically the same work.
Honestly, that's the thing that I start with is I know my listener is smart. I'm not going to talk to them like they're stupid or they're a fifth grader or they don't know anything about computers. And even my dad, who says that he's the dumbest person when it comes to computers, which he is, he's awful at computers. He even understands what I'm saying, and I know that that just gives everyone more credit, or people should give themselves more credit than what they give themselves because they are very smart. And just, yeah, talk to people like they're adults, and it goes a long way.
Right. Yeah, I remember early on in my career, I think it was like the first job out of college, I convinced them to like give me, for me to own basically all of the, military and federal agency contracts that we had. And this one place I went to in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, in the middle of the mountains, I was there to do an upgrade, troubleshoot, kind of like move them along in their implementation process, and they hired a technical writer to come in and literally document every single thing that I did. And it kind of like reframed how I take notes because I saw it and they're like, well, we want this to be so detailed to where if someone that knows nothing about this system is handed this piece of paper and said, do this work, they can do it start to finish, no issues. And that like kind of took it to a different level, right? Because like I went there with an upgrade guide of like 2 or 3 pages. And when I walked away, that upgrade guide was like 25 pages long, right? They literally went through every command, every result, every troubleshooting technique, every single thing. They documented, took screenshots, described it, everything. So like now I kind of like carry that forward to some extent in the work that I'm doing.
Interesting. Yeah, this is why I like command line more because command line is very summarized, or it's a very short version of like all the things you've done, as
Yeah.
opposed to